Greetings, my name is Rudimentary Rob. Welcome back to my Scum series, this being episode 8. Now we pick up the action where we left off. I just made myself a box and started thinking about what my next move was going to be. I worked it out. I decided I'd have a bash at the torpedo factory, which is just down the road. Results have varied quite a lot in this episode, so stay tuned. There will be plenty of action. Now, throughout this series, I haven't been particularly happy with the number of puppets. I mean, I've got everything kind of set at 1, really. And I haven't... This is probably the first decent POI since the rail yard that I'd been to. And look, I left the puppets low while I was at the rail yard just because I really didn't have that much equipment. And I didn't want to set the challenge too high too early in the series. But now, you know, I've got a sword, I've got a shotgun, and I'm not afraid to use them. And so I stuck my head in the shed here, expecting to encounter, you know, quite a number of puppets, potentially being a strong POI. And sure enough, that one summoned a horde. Now let's just count how many in this horde. That's 1, that's 2. And I think I saw some tumbleweeds going by, and I may have heard the sound of a couple of crickets. Now, notwithstanding, I am being extremely uncoordinated and just not having a good time in this particular play session. Now, that should have been a hint that maybe I should have left things the way they were. Well, let's see where we end up. Well, here I am being all clever and, you know, gung-ho, and I think, yeah, look, let's get some more puppets. You know, how bad can it be? Yeah. Yeah, three seems like a good number. Yeah, we'll put 3 in there. And look, let's have, oh, look, three threes. I mean, that's, you know, that sounds like a really nice, you know, consistent number. If it's got the same number in each slot, that shouldn't mean, you know, it should be too terrible. Here we are. I skipped the bit where I reset the server, so I saved out and I loaded back in so it would apply the settings. And the high-pitched chipmunk sounds in the background, that is a sped-up explosive puppet. And immediately I decide to go loud. Now, somewhere in here is where you would insert the internet meme. This is when he knew he effed up. Let's see if you can figure out exactly what moment that meme should have gone in. I had pretty much gone into full brown trouser moment here. If I'd actually been thinking, I might have tried to get to some higher ground. I definitely was not paying attention to my health until now, and then I realised, that's an awful lot of wounds. That's a very damaged bit of equipment I'm wearing. Now, this is where you might think the puppets will beat me to death. No, they won't. No, I reserve that right to bleeding to death. Now, of course, as the Mighty Jingles would say, 10 hit points is 9 more than what you actually need. Problem is, as you can see, my health is going down very, very, very quickly. And I fat-fingered trying to bandage. Look, I might have survived, but honestly, at the rate I was bleeding, I don't think I would have. And here we are, respawned in the same sector. I had to fork out 1,000, but it was better than the prospect of spawning in somewhere else on the map and having to start the whole process again. I was adamant that I was very attached to that shotgun, and I definitely wanted to go back and get it. So here we are, parachuting in. Not too far from where we originally started, to be honest. We drop in, and first thing we do is adjust our puppet settings back down a little bit. We elected to go for a slightly less horrific set of 3-3s. We stuck with 1 though, because the low initial puppet count was just too low at 1. So I'm going to try 3 out for a while, leave the other 2 settings on 1 and just see how that works out. Now, we didn't stop to make an axe or anything because we wanted our shotgun back. We're going to run back and we are going to get our shotgun if it's the last thing we do. Well, in Puppet Land, we always remember our cardio because it's rule 1. Always remember your cardio. Rule number 2 of Puppet Land, falling hurts. Always remember to try not to fall. Now, would anyone care to guess what Rule 3 of Puppet Land might be? Is it to watch out for the puppets, maybe? No. Rule 3 of Puppet Land is there's not just puppets in Puppet Land. Yep, that's a bear. So, I think, yeah, I'll see if I can sidle around the bear without aggroing the bear. We'll manage that okay. Except that's a wolf. And now we've got a bear and a wolf and a chicken. Well, the chicken's not out to kill us, but the bear and the wolf certainly are. So we're back to, rule 1 of Puppet Land. Cardio. Lots and lots of cardio. Now, I could be wrong, but this bear looks really familiar. Is this the bear that jumped Oladino during her single-player episode? I think it might be. I'm going to nickname this bear Gerald, because that is a good name for a bear. Now, I am actually going to be posing and answering several questions here. The first of which is, can you actually outrun a bear? Well, you can wait for the answer to that one. But the second and more critical question I'm posing is, will the bear get me before I get to the water? Luckily, the answer is no. The next question is, do bears and wolves swim? Once again, I'm happy to report that the answer to that question is also no. Will a bear and a wolf attack each other? Unfortunately, the answer to that question is also no. But, you know, if you're ever curious to get these questions answered, I'm happy to assist. Now, with the kind of day I'd been having so far, I did spend rather a lot of time looking around in the water just to make sure that the game hadn't decided that a shark would also be a great item to introduce to me at this moment. Thank heavens, there was no shark. Next problem is those two are fairly close to my car and I don't have anything on me, so I'm going to try and work my way back around to my car, knowing that I've got a spare shotgun and some other equipment in the vehicle. So let's see how that goes. Ever wondered what a puppet with no friends looks like? Seems like that guy summoned a horde, nobody showed up. Almost feel sorry for him. You know those times where you question, can my day get any more interesting? And then in Scum you come across a puppet, a wolf and a bear on a beach. I feel like there should be a punchline to that joke somewhere, but yeah. Alright, just gearing up a little bit, ready to go back in and get my shiz back. You know, by gear up, I grabbed a knife just in case I ran out of shotgun rounds, I guess. It's been so long since I've been to the torpedo factory. Like, it feels like years since I was last in here. So excuse my complete noobness with navigation around this place. But as you can see, I managed to find my way back to my stuff. Quite a lot of it is in pretty rough condition at this stage. But given the pounding that I undertook in my last battle, I'm kind of not surprised, really. But most importantly, I've got my beloved shotgun back. Shotgun. Yeah, I know. Noob move. Didn't get the memo. Forgot that, you know, once stuff gets damaged below a certain point, you can't repair it above 50%. I'll have a talk to myself about that later. We're going to grab a little bit more loot while we're here, but I'm ultimately working my way back to the car. I want to swap out some of the damaged stuff for better equipment and to make a bit more room so that we can push on further into the torpedo factory and actually have a chance of, you know, bringing out a decent amount of fat loots. That whole process took a little while. As you can see, I dumped a fair bit of stuff on the ground. Camouflage jacket and some other items were complete write-offs. So I elected to leave them behind in favour of possibly picking up some better condition versions as I go through the facility. So here we are, starting our run. And being equally uncoordinated as earlier. You know, it's that breathing noise that the puppets make. I mean, did 3/4 of the puppets have severe asthma before they died? I mean, what's the story? I feel like they should have had a better screening process before they started converting, you know, random, you know, people with breathing problems into puppets. Not judging, just wondering. And here we are back with our giggling friend. Except take 2, we're going to do this one a little bit more carefully. Alright, and we transition over to the main building at the other end of the torpedo factory. Honestly, I checked all of the satchels and everything along the waterfront. There was not much to be had. I got a few snacks and things, but not much beyond that of any use. So I'm hoping that this building, which has all the lockers upstairs, I'm hoping this one has a bit more in store for me. Well, I think the crew know I'm here now, so nothing left to do but get on with the looting. I have a bit of a look around downstairs just to see how bad the party is, but it seems reasonably manageable at this stage, so I'm going to push on and go upstairs and see how much fat loot I can find. Now, by fat loot, I of course mean the PHAT type of loot, and in no way am I fat shaming any loot that, you know, is big boned or otherwise enjoys a healthy appetite. Any loot, in my opinion, is welcome to eat as much or as little as it wants to. All I want from my loot is for it to be fully epic and hopefully, if not immediately useful, then worth a lot of money if I take it to the trader. Yeah, VHS, whatever. Trader loot. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Ooh, RPK. I like me an RPK. Oh, ASVAL. If there's one thing I like more than an RPK, it's an ASVAL. Well, if anyone ever asks, what's better than one ASVAL? I guess two ASVALs, definitely. M1 rifle, not that fussed on the M1. Ooh. M249, squad assault weapon, or SAW, which, in case anyone wondered why the SAW appears on the end of that type of machine gun, that's what it stands for, squad assault weapon. It doesn't dictate or indicate that this is a weapon that is best used for felling of trees. You probably could, with enough bullets, fell a tree with a SAW weapon. But honestly, you're better off just getting a wood saw and, save the M249 for sawing your way through a pile of puppets. And welcome back to Scum Tetris, where you're rewarded by just how much fat loot you can take with you. I am absolutely chock-a-block at this stage. All of these other lovely bits and pieces are just going to have to get left behind. Now, with all of this fat loot, we have to work our way back to the car. Now, with the previous experiences today, I definitely wasn't going to go all Rambo on this one. So let's see how I managed. Nice to see the suppressor is not suppressing very well. Still managing to summon puppets, so I think, what the hell, we're just going to deal with these old school. It's not like they can get up to me after all. Now, I was running around here trying to get a clean shot at them, but I'd completely forgotten that you can actually shoot through this grating. You know, it kind of worked out in the end. Yeah, just wait down there, guys. Hang on. I've just got to put some more bullets in my gun. I won't be long. Just chill. It's all good. And there you go. The rocket scientist in me thought, what the hell, we're going to put a bullet through here and see if it works, and sure enough it did. Alright, I elected to just transition straight back to the car. It was quite a long humping exercise back here with all of this in my pack. Had to stop a couple of times and take my breath even with just walking. Here I was trying to politely, empty my plunder into my car when this guy decided to interrupt me. I'm now going to transition back to resuming my efforts to empty my backpack into the car. Putting a lot of stuff in the trader box. I may actually go to the trader next session. And here we are, all shiny, spanky and new. And I've elected to set up the 1MP. Actually, I had more than one MP5. But I've set one up instead of my shotgun. Just to give that a try and see if that's any better, or just for a change of scenery, really. Now, if you've liked this episode and you want to continue to see more in the future, make sure you give me the thumbs up, and also subscribe and hit the notification bell. This has been Rudimentary Rob. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.